Hey guys, 1 second.
And I remember WrestleMania. And then they got one of these. Hey, nice call. That's green. Let's go, guys. The Bears are.
They have the best training. The best.
I'm just trying to eat.
Hey guys, welcome to my channel. Thank you so much for watching. What's going on in the world, guys? Now, right before I start making this video, remember a while ago, what's her name again? Jesse Hilarious made a post about that guy that went to the Breakfast Club, Neon, the streamer, and about all his past racial action he has toward black people. I guess she finally responded when, I guess the way she made a combination video, kind of like assess all his wrongdoing toward.
You actually played a role in that deportation?
Yes, I had some buddies who worked closely with him on several major contracts and things. They were all telling me that there's several red flags with this guy. He admitted that he was in the country illegally on an expired visa and entered the country like 49 times. And so I just flagged it to a buddy of mine in the administration at Homeland Security. And next thing you know, they gave him till June 1st to self-deport, but he didn't do that. So he ended up getting physically deported, removed from the Las Vegas airport on June 6th.
I saw that. He was in Vegas where I'm at.
Yeah, he was headed to Miami for an event, but he wasn't able to make it. They got a lot of hate and a lot of backlash and death threats and that kind of thing. But, you know, I have just a lot of people who are like, hey, thank you, because I came to this country legally. It was a long and excruciating process, and I'm really glad that you look out for the little guys. We have a celebrity that's abusing his celebrity status to break our laws. We can't do that.
You actually played a role in that deportation?
Yes, I had some buddies who worked closely with him on several major contracts and things. They were all telling
You actually played a role in that deportation?
Yes, I had some buddies who worked closely with him on several major contracts and things. They were all telling me that there's several red flags.
Okay, so today my man want to take me to play golf, and I'm gonna let him pick my outfit.
Action?
Yes.
Okay. A cute pink skirt.
Okay.
I really like this color.
Okay.
And we got a nice, I don't know what this is, a purple.
Lavender, babe.
Lavender.
Yeah. Okay, so we got me out here. You picked my outfit.
Yeah.
I didn't get it tailored or nothing.
Not bad at all, boo. My good luck charm. It's really good.
Oh my God. Ah!
Oh my God. Keep your knees quiet.
Keep my knees quiet.
Yeah, keep those still.
Okay.
There you go. Just
No,
like that.
sorry, my knees quiet.
Yeah. Just like that.
Not bad. Show my.
I believe in you, baby. The par put.
That's right. Say it again.
Par put.
Yep.
Oh, you look handsome.
On pace for 82. I mean, ever since I've been in love, my golf game's reaped all the benefits.
Yes.
We can go.
Okay, so today my man want to take me to play golf, and
So-
I'm gonna let him pick my outfit.
So far, this thing looks like a
Yes.
show.
A cute
How long do you
pink
think this
skirt.
relationship
Okay.
will last, guys?
I really like this.
How do you think this relationship with guys will last? Only time will tell, man. Only time will tell.
What is up, guys?
Guys, look, remember this video? I caught
Hey y'all, what's up? So
Justin Hilarious make about Neon coming from the Breakfast Club. Let's watch it.
a lot of y'all are still waiting for me to apologize to this little mother, and it ain't gonna happen. Backstory. So this little streamer dude reaches out to Charlamagne and asks to be on the show because he had a big announcement to make. And because Charlamagne is open to the streaming world, he allowed him to come up without doing research on his. Now, we know I don't like interviews, but because I'm trying to get better at it, I does my research. So what he thought would be a walk in the park turned out to be something else. He don't want to play with us no more. Okay, his little feelings was hurt.
They didn't even shake my hand. None of them. That's crazy. Damn, chat. I'm sorry, bro.
Just the other day.
I hate you, black people. I will whip you.
And look at the date on the video. That's like 22, 23. We're in 2025. 2024.
Hey, y'all, what's up? So a lot of y'all are still waiting for me to apologize to this little.
So the video like go a lot longer. So then now he finally came back and apologized. Let's start from the beginning.
What is up, guys? I just wanted to make this video really quick to talk about everything that's going on the internet, things from my past, and just sincerely talk to you guys, human to human. And first and foremost, I just want to take accountability, you know, for everything that I've said or done in the past. To anyone that I've talked to anyone I've said anything insane to anyone that I've made a remark to, I'm very genuinely sorry from the bottom of my heart. Deep inside, that is not the person that I am, and I want to apologize and take accountability and tell you that that is not okay. It's not. I started doing streaming. I started doing YouTube when I was 12, 13 years old. I never really saw anything. I never saw any like growth. I never saw anything. And then when I was 17, 18 years old, I started realizing that shock factor had a lot of value. When you would say crazy shit, you would do things that no one else would do, it would bring your views up. And all I wanted in life was to be big. All I wanted in life was views. All I wanted in life was clout. And I was on a clout high, and I just kept seeing my numbers go up off of me saying the most insane. What is up, guys? I just wanted to make this insane, stupid, vulgar shit possible, which I completely, entirely regret. And like even seeing these clips resurface now, and I'm looking at them, I'm like, wow, what? Like it makes my stomach hurt. Like, how could I sit there and say those things? How could I have done those things? And knowing that people see that, knowing that my family sees that. But I think the first step of all of this is, this past 9 to 10 months, my entire content has changed. Everything has changed around. And there's actually a story I have. When I was close to my 20th birthday, I was with my family, I was with my friends, and we were just talking, chilling, having a good time, whatever it is. And I realized, I sat down there for a second and I thought about it. I was like, why the fuck do I not act like this on my stream? Why do I not talk like this on my stream? Why do I put on this act and do all these things on stream and act a certain way and say certain things for views and clicks? It's so corny, it's lame, it's pathetic. Why would I do all these things when in reality, that's not what I want? That's not the person I am. That's not who I am. Why would I do that? Why would I do these things? And it took me time to realize. And after that, this past same stupid, vulgar, past 9, 10 months has been an entirely different journey. And I'm not perfect, right? You can't just do crazy and come back a year later and everything's all flowers and it's all amazing. That's not how it works. It's a slow grind, and it's a personal grind. It's a personal growth journey that I've already started and I'll continue to start. And I want to say one thing about the Breakfast Club really quick. A lot of people, there's 50-50 people saying, getting mad at them for going in on me and all this. I knew what was going to happen going into the Breakfast Club, and I went there for a reason, right? I knew this is what they do. They go and they look at your past and they talk about everything and they confront you for things, which is their job. That's what they do. They're just doing their job, right? And I went on there because I want that chapter of my life gone. I knew they would talk about all this stuff. I want it gone. I want it done. I want to accept what I've done, talk about it, learn from it, try to be an example to kids to show people that, yeah, you can make mistakes. Yeah, you can fuck up. Yeah, you can be an absolute piece of shit human being, but that doesn't define your whole life. That doesn't mean that you're a piece of shit for the rest of your life. If you're 18, 19 years old making mistakes and you're growing up, it's about to be my past 9, 10 months has been an entirely different journey. And I'm not perfect, right? You can't just do.
Okay, so now he try to expand to a bigger, broad audience. He want to be like Casanat. Get those brand deals. He want to be able to go to like those shows. But I'm sure eventually not just doing shit with rappers, but eventually do shit with corporate America. And I think like by try to, get this in the past, eventually, he can move on and then people will not hold that against him, which is great, right? And I can see him even bigger and bigger than Kai Cenat, because I know Kai Cenat like bringing those other streamers, but if you look at the Asian guy came in total, those guys could be even bigger than Kai Cenat in the future if you don't watch out for it, because they have more white audience than you. But I digress. So who see this app, man? This guy called T app, and it went down to the valley because you know what? And I know who done it. We all know it's bunch of like men who probably go like, man, let's destroy this shit, bro. You know why? Because it's like a bunch of platform out here trying to air man dirty secret. Men who I guess were in a relationship, they try to like, oh, be careful with him when I used to date him. And they were trying to go like try to even people who were the wrong, they was in the wrong. I think I see one guy who said, oh, I was in a one restaurant and I didn't even want to talk to this chick. And because I didn't know want to talk to chick, she posted me on Twitter, say I was X, Y, Z when I wouldn't even date. She just wanted me to, and then but she calling me gay, and I haven't never been to them. And so it was becoming a bad part of the internet. And I feel like, bro, there's another part of it, but they air a bunch of women information, their ID, because I guess it requires you to post your ID, make sure you're a real person, bro. The ID in there, bro. That shit probably gone for and not airing bunch of men dirty secret. Oh, get out of here. This guy, the CEO now, thinking about suing Coldplay. You got caught, you gotta eat it, man. Eat it. And also, I hear the wife, she's no longer wearing the ring, and then her husband no longer near fire. I'm sure he's gonna get a lawyer, and using that video and to making sure that whatever money she already got, that's all she got. And he doesn't. I'm sure they if he doesn't have a prenup, and I'm sure they probably been dating married for like X amount of time, bro. He's still gonna have to pay her, but.
Well, have you slid into anyone's DMs? Like, who's someone like a celebrity you would risk it all for?
Oprah.
Okay, expand on that a little bit.
Chad, I had about six different STDs. Whoa.
Wait.
Hello, I'm Kehlani, and I'm gonna sing "Hero" by Mariah Carey. There's a hero.
On today's episode of Rich People Who Rich Right, let's talk about Taylor Rooks' wedding. My absolute favorite kind of pop-outs are the ones that you didn't know were happening at all. I didn't even know that Taylor was in a relationship, let alone engaged. So imagine my surprise when I open my feed and the first post I see is this saying, "What a night, this is love." Absolutely. Absolutely. And I don't know if there's anything more exciting on social media than when you see a surprise announcement and there's a whole slideshow to accompany it, so let's go over it. First off, a little background. Taylor Rooks is a sports journalist and broadcaster. I believe she works primarily with the NBA. And I've been following her for a while because she's absolutely gorgeous. And the outfits are everything. I've just been waiting to do an episode on her. Now, she popped up on our feed today married, and she is a beautiful bride. There aren't many details. I don't know who designed the dress, but I know she looks lovely. One thing that caught my eye about these wedding photos as I was going through it is just how glamorous everyone looks. There's just such a chic and elevated vibe to this wedding day. But yet, despite it being such a seemingly big production, there's still a level of intimacy. And you can feel that intimacy through the photos. This relationship is private but not secret because we still don't know a thing about him other than the fact that his name is Shane. And that they are a gorgeous couple that made the right decision by having a black and white photo booth at the wedding. He did get his own dedicated photo in the slideshow, private but not secret. Taylor is a sports journalist, so this was a star-studded event, especially with NBA stars. We have Kevin Durant and Draymond Green. And then the couple that's up next, Coco Jones and Donovan Mitchell, they just recently got engaged. This was another pop-out. It was rumored that Coco Jones and Donovan Mitchell were dating, but they never confirmed it. And then they confirmed it with a ring. Ella Mai was there. Jack Harlow was there. Saquon Barkley. Michael Rubin. This really was a beautifully captured event, the black and white photo booth, but the pictures in general. Also, let's get into the second look because I love it. So fun, so fabulous. I can't tell if that attachment in the back is a veil attached to her hair or something attached to the dress, but either way, I'm here for it. I love the flower arch with the orchids falling down. Everything about her wedding looks stunning. Love the hairstyle. This picture of them is so beautiful, so romantic. Congratulations to Taylor and Shane, and this was a perfectly done pop out. She popped out as a married woman and she looked beautiful while doing so. On today's episode of Rich People Who Rich Right,
The Fantastic Four first steps.
So when I got pregnant, I was an independent artist. I was working with this.
Marriott doesn't own a single hotel. Really? They're a franchise.
And previously captured on.
Come on, stand up. Come on, Gabriel Iglesias. What's your name?
Matthew.
Matthew. What do you do?
是巴勒斯坦领土不可分割的一部分，不是政治交易的筹码，更不能成为弱肉强食的对象。
Actually, the story is that I've just heard the report about the death of children out of starvation. The latest of those children was a 5-year-old.
Well, it's quite hard these days to find a consensus within the Israeli society, but this French announcement almost did it. Almost from the entire political spectrum, there were strong condemnations, beginning, of course, with the coalition, the prime minister, foreign minister, defense minister, practically every minister you can just think of, all of them expressing their very strong condemnation, saying that France is pretty much rewarding Hamas for the October 7th events. What Israel is saying is that
Yeah. Oh my God. Oh my God. Dookie Crumb. Oh my God. Nobody gonna touch your hand no more, buddy. Nobody gonna touch your hand no more. The fuck? Just like that, bro. You lose your career. We in the age of internet, bro. Everything you do, record it. I don't know why some people are like so dumb, bro. Like everything we do now is recorded. What the fuck would you do shit like that for, man? Gloria stupid for this. Gloria stupid for this one. Alright, let's listen what's going on in the world of news, guys. Oh, I need to buy me a battery. Damn. Bro, Trump literally like already stopped partying Gillian Maxwell, bro.
Nice art. It's really good. Actually, it's really good.
We are just learning this hour that Jeffrey Epstein's ex-girlfriend, Ghislaine Maxwell, was granted limited immunity in order to talk with Trump's personal attorney turned Deputy Attorney General Todd Blanche. Now, what did this mean, this limited immunity? Well, it allowed Maxwell to provide information without any fear that anything she said that is truthful can be used against her in the future. Maxwell is, of course, serving a 20-year sentence in connections with Epstein's sex crimes. It is a conviction she's actually in the process of appealing. And after the second day of these unusual meetings between Maxwell and the Trump Department of Justice, Maxwell's attorney just said this about a potential pardon from Trump.
We haven't spoken to the president or anybody about a pardon just yet. And you know, listen, the president this morning said he had the power to do so. We hope he exercises that power in the right and just way.
Jesus Christ.
All right, look, people have been talking about this for days. So at least they're coming out and saying it, black and white. They're not beating around the bush. They're not pretending they don't want a pardon. They want a pardon. They're saying it. And as for Trump, he's saying he doesn't want to talk about it right now, but he's leaving the door open. Listen to what he had to say.
A lot of people are asking me about pardons. Obviously, this is no time to be talking about pardons. It's something I haven't thought about. It's really something. It's something I'm allowed to do it, but it's something I have not thought about.
All right, well, he says he hasn't thought about it. But of course, in the context of everything that's going on right now, I mean, come on. He also knows Maxwell personally. And he said this about her right after her arrest in connections with Epstein's crimes in 2020.
I do wish her well. I'm not looking for anything bad for her.
Well, tonight, far-right activist Laura Loomer, who is in Trump's ear and is highly influential in the MAGA world, tonight posted an upside-down smiley face on a post about Maxwell seeking a pardon from Trump. And it is very important to listen closely to Trump's words about pardoning Maxwell, because he said, right, he said, quote, "This is not the time to be talking about pardons," right? And then he continued and he said, his words again, "I haven't thought about it." Well, some people might say, well, that means he hasn't thought about it and he's not opening the door, and okay. Well, those exact words, do those sound very familiar?
I don't want to talk about pardons for Michael Flynn yet.
You pardon Paul Manafort?
I have not even given it a thought as of this moment.
Roger Stone, are you going to pardon him, sir? He's been convicted of felonies.
Am I going to pardon him? Well, I hadn't thought of it. I think it's very tough what they did to Roger Stone.
Flynn, Manafort, and Stone were all eventually pardoned by Trump. And tonight, we are also learning new details about what Team Trump wanted to know over these past 2 days of talks with Maxwell.
She was asked maybe about 100 different people. She answered questions about everybody, and she didn't hold anything back.
100 different people? 100 names? I mean, first of all, that is incredible. And it does fit with the narrative that, well, there's a lot of people to focus on here.
You should focus on Clinton. You should focus on the president of Harvard, the former president of Harvard. You should focus on some of the hedge fund guys. I'll give you a list. These guys lived with Jeffrey Epstein. I sure as hell didn't.
Now, of course, Trump hasn't been accused of wrongdoing. Neither have any of the individuals that Trump just referenced. But of course, Trump has been told by his own attorney general that his name does appear in those Epstein files multiple times. Out front now, Paula Reed. And Paula, the breaking news here is this limited immunity. So Maxwell talks for 2 days. She's got an appeal in the system. So limited immunity has huge value. Huge value.
Yeah.
And nothing she said can now be used against her. So is a pardon in the offing?
Well, it's unclear if a pardon is on the table. I think you're really smart to recall what Trump has said previously before issuing pardons. But Maxwell is in a different league. First of all, you would never put a client across from the Justice Department in a situation like this, where she has been convicted of sex trafficking minors, is appealing that conviction. You would never put them across from the Deputy Attorney General without some form of immunity. So it's not surprising at all. She got limited immunity. She's protected from what she says, unless she lies. But her lawyer insists that she has answered truthfully and that she can corroborate the things that she has said. When it comes to a pardon, though, that is a risk for this administration to do a commutation or a pardon, even if she gave something of value. Because remember, so much of the concern, the outrage, the political firestorm that we're seeing here is motivated by a concern that sexual predators are being protected. So if you were going to reward someone who victims testified at her trial that she recruited them, groomed them, and in some cases sexually assaulted them, that is unlikely to do anything to.
Oh man, that shit bad.
This is one thing I absolutely cannot live without during the summer. These are literally my favorite electrolyte packs. I need all of the extra.
Israel says it plans to allow airdrops of badly needed aid into Gaza, quote, in the coming days. That according to an Israeli security official. The shift comes as the humanitarian crisis in Gaza deep. The health ministry there says dozens have died from.
There are no bullet holes or shrapnel wounds marking this man's body. His bears the signs of a far more silent killer, starvation. At 41 years old, Mohammed al-Hassanat is one of at least 45 Palestinians who have died of malnutrition in just the last week, according to the Palestinian Health Ministry. An entirely man-made humanitarian crisis in Gaza, now reaching unprecedented levels. The question now is not whether starvation will claim more lives, but who will be its next victim. Most food stocks have run dry. Malnutrition cases are skyrocketing. Hospitals can do. Growing desperation of Gaza restrictions on the entry, pointing to hundreds of aid trucks inside Gaza awaiting UN pickup. The UN says Israeli authorities have repeatedly failed to authorize safe routes. Starvation is impossible to deny. Looks at us where we can't find anything everywhere in Gaza. This man collapsed while sifting through the wreckage of the latest Israeli offensive. He says he hasn't eaten anything lately but scraps of bread. Moments later, his body gives out on him again. He's simply too weak to go on. Jeremy Diamond, CNN, Tel Aviv.
Horrible situation indeed. We're joined now by Jada Doyen McKenna. She's in Gaza.
Sewage area. So standing in knee-deep sewage, trying to get clean water. We visit lack of food. also affected commercial goods, providing water and other services. But this is very solvable. It's man-made and it's solvable. We need a ceasefire. We need Israel. We need a resumption to serve people. Mass death to be stolen is to the
So Israel now has announced that it's going to begin airdrops of food and other humanitarian aid to folks in Gaza.
If you're worried about Hamas taking food, you have no control over where airdrops go, no control over the most vulnerable people getting them. And the solution's just very easy. Open the borders, let aid in, let aid agencies do their job. Let us do our work.
You need at least about 1,500 trucks coming in every day with supplies.
That's exactly
Is that right?
That's exactly right. And right now, at the most, we've had 200, 100. It's just nothing. It's a bare minimum. And you've had months of this, of a backup. So what's needed to just replenish the normal systems as well as feed people day to day, you need everything open. You need a ceasefire so that we can move around and serve people safely. An extraordinary number of humanitarians have been killed trying to do their work in this crisis.
And very quickly, before I let you go, there's been some criticism in the past few days of the Trump administration for not having a high-level diplomatic envoy.
And for people look
these negotiations that have been underway in Doha.
Wow. Sadly to watch. You know, who's the victim again? I digress. Let's stay here, guys. Let's try to see if I wanted to do 1 hour, guys, just because. Let's go to MSNBC.
On Fiverr, you can find the perfect freelancer to build your website. But you probably already know a guy who knows a guy who has a cousin.
Good evening from New York. I'm Chris Hayes, and it is a very busy Friday. NBC News has learned that Donald Trump's Justice Department offered Jeffrey Epstein's accomplice, Ghislaine Maxwell, limited immunity during her conversations with Deputy Attorney General Todd Blanche. Of course, there have been all sorts of developments on the relationship between Trump and Epstein. Today, I've been chatting with the Vice President of the United States, J.D. Vance, regarding that relationship. Things got a little newsy, and those details are ahead. It all started last week when the Wall Street Journal published this report about that, frankly, weird message from Donald Trump to Jeffrey Epstein as part of a book of letters for the child sex trafficker's 50th birthday. You know, the one with the drawing of a nude woman and Trump's scribbled name as the pubic hair? Of course, Trump immediately made a big show of denying he wrote the letter. There was no letter. And even if there was, he said it wasn't his words. And he never wrote a picture in his life. And he sued the Wall Street Journal, along with others, for $10 billion. Now, our Vice President, J.D. Vance, who, as far as we can tell, hasn't been seen in public with Trump since this stuff got so messy and spends a lot of time on Twitter, did make a statement on Twitter many hours after the Wall Street Journal report. Quote, "Forgive my language, but this story is complete and utter BS. The Wall Street Journal should be ashamed for publishing." Where is the letter? Would you be shocked to learn they never showed it to us before publishing it? Does anyone honestly believe this sounds like Donald Trump? Ah, yes, where is the letter? I wonder if there really even is a letter. There's the fake news at it again. Well, last night, we got some more information. You see, the New York Times published a report that Trump's name was indeed one of the many listed as contributors for that birthday book for Epstein. That reporting included this handwritten letter by Epstein's accomplice, Ghislaine Maxwell, as something of an introduction for the book. And it also included this photograph of a different book, Trump's 1997 The Art of the Comeback, with the future president inscribed to one Jeffrey Epstein, quote to Jeff, "You are the greatest." But that's not all we learned last night. The Wall Street Journal also followed up on the birthday book, revealing a bunch of other folks, apparently including letters of their own. People from Vera Wang to the former President Bill Clinton, who praised Epstein's, quote, childlike curiosity. Now, for what it's worth, Clinton's camp declined to comment to the Journal about that reporting, but pointed to a previous statement. The ex-president cut off all ties with Epstein before he was arrested in 2019 and knew nothing of his crimes. Now, this was an interesting development because the Trump camp, I mean, again, $10 billion lawsuit, right, has been calling this letter fake for a week now. But Trump himself is the one who first injected Epstein into the political discourse a decade ago when he tried to attack the Clintons for their ties to the disgraced financier.
Bill Clinton. Nice guy. Got a lot of problems coming up, in my opinion, with the famous island with Jeffrey Epstein. A lot of problems.
So I figured with these new developments, I would follow it up with J.D. Vance about his suggestion the Trump letter is just BS fake news. Luckily, I have a direct line to the vice president because the guy spends a lot of time on Twitter, or X. So I asked him, so this is probably fake too, right, J.D. Vance? The whole thing made up, or maybe just the Trump part? I'm losing the thread a little, I gotta say. The contention is that the book is entirely fake, or Trump being a contributor is fake, or all that is real, but someone created a totally fake Trump letter and then stuck it in the real book? Now, to his credit, the VP, who sort of holds open office hours over there on X, decided to engage with my questions with a lengthy response. Quote, the contention, which is pretty clear if you just read what I said, is that it's bogus for the Wall Street Journal to publish a hit piece without showing us the letter. I have no idea if the book exists. Wall Street Journal won't show it to us.
All right, guys. So I already see what happened, man. That's it for tonight, guys. I'll see you in the next one, guys. Thank you so much for watching. I know I've been slacking on my live. I know you probably don't like too much the news, but sometimes I just do live because it's good for my platform. So it's like for my watch hour. Like I'm gonna be real with you guys. I have to do lives a lot of time. It's not like I want to do it all the time, but if I don't do it, I will not make my watch hour requirement, which is just how I get most of it. I don't get it a lot from my posts because most people doesn't watch a lot of my posts. But I digress, guys. Until next time, deuces.